My name is Amin Taufik. This is my senior capstone proposal presentation. Okay, so about me is my name is Amin Taufik. I'm currently pursuing a bachelor's at University of Hawaii, West Oahu. I graduated high school from Mid-Pacific. I'm studying creative media with a concentration in general creative media. So for my executive summary, I'm going to go over my plan for my capstone project. I'm going to inform you guys of my thesis. I'm going to let you guys in on my head, my rationale, and my objective for my research. And finally, I'm going to address the significance of, my proposed project and why I really think it's something worth paying attention to. And my topic is attention. This is my thesis statement. The capture and manipulation of attention are fundamental to shaping human behavior and perception, as understanding how attention is drawn, directed, and sustained reveals key insights into how individuals engage with information and are influenced in various contexts. My objective for the research conducted and my rationale is I am a marketing and social media professional, and I've been working in marketing full time. And the key of marketing is effective communication, and the key to effective communication is attention, if you can control and manipulate it. To achieve a comprehensive understanding of attention and its deepest levels, and to explore how it can be effectively captured, maintained, and manipulated is my objective. My senior capstone plans are to have a project. I want to make a social media campaign analyzing attention, optimized content. So I'm going to be going over and breaking down content media that is meant to kind of manipulate your attention. Significance. So in today's digital age, we are constantly surrounded by content competing for our attention, often with the goal of influencing us in ways that benefit the creators. Understanding how and when creators attempt to capture our attention empowers consumers to be more conscious about how they allocate their focus. Um, so, in other words, your attention is valuable. And I want people to understand that their attention is valuable and be more mindful about where they put it. The ease with which attention can be manipulated carries serious negative implications for society. Vulnerable groups, such as young children and elderly, are particularly susceptible to manipulation, which can lead to harmful effects on mental health. Furthermore, a society where attention is easily controlled risks becoming less productive. As individuals are more prone to distractions and exploitations by entertainers and advertisers, addressing this issue is essential to fostering a more aware and resilient population. Um, Kind of touching on the last slide, attention has become a billion-dollar industry, driving creators and businesses to invest heavily, both financially and ethically, into the capture and retainment of attention. Ineffective attention strategies can result in significant financial losses for businesses, amounting to millions, even billions of dollars. Additionally, the relentless pursuit of attention can lead to ethical boundaries being crossed, pointing risks to society if left unchecked. For my picture here, I have a picture of the famous kids show CoComelon, which has been notorious for its manipulation of attention and conducting experiments with young children to figure out how they can better manipulate their attention, which has proven harmful as they develop in their young lives, which is a serious ethical boundary being crossed. Data. Um, so this is the data I kind of want to present to really get my point across. In the last 10 years, the time people spent on social media each day increased by 15% from 689 minutes to in 2011 to 791 minutes in 2021. Advertising spending grew by 72% during the same time frame from uh, 2011 to 2021. Uh, it went from $157 billion to $270 billion. So you see over a $100 billion jump in advertising, which is, it's the professional term for trying to grab people's attention and get people interested. Advertisers are feeling the pressure of limited attention since people don't have much more time to give, being spread out across multiple platforms with media. Um, Not to say that we're spending less time with media. I'll get to that in the next slide. As a result, the cost of grabbing 1 minute of your attention rose by 41% from 73 cents to $1.03. So 1 minute of your attention to a big company is to anyone is worth $1.03. So when you kind of look at it this way, you realize how you want to spend that money. Um, so we spend over 85% of our day in contact with media. So you're in contact with someone trying to grab your attention 85% of your waking hours. And it is estimated that 30% of our waking hours are spent on our phone. And I know I'm guilty of maybe even more than that. So to put this data into perspective in a tangible way that we can look at it, which your attention is valued at essentially $816 per day. If I was making $816 per day, you'd never see me again. Um, Instead of just comparing salaries, your true worth can be measured by what advertisers are willing to pay for your attention. Um, Kind of what I went over, how much, advertising was spent. This, and, we kind of went over that 1 minute of your attention is worth $1.03. The average American spent 792 minutes daily on media, which adds up to $816 per day, $5,705 per week, $24,449 per month, $297,465 per year, and over 2.5 million in the last 10 years you would have made from selling your attention, selling your waking minutes. So who are my target audience for my presentation, for my project? Who is my target audience? Who do I want this information to go out to? It would be young professionals aged 19 to 45 interested in optimizing their time and allocation of attention. They're being conscious of how they want to spend their attention. Ideally, one, they would use social media. Secondarily, they would shop online, and my last preference would be they have some sort of dependence, like elders or children who are more vulnerable to being manipulated. So my proposed solution is to educate both creators, the people spending the money, and consumers, the people giving their attention, about tactics, strategies, and techniques of attention capture in media. I believe this mutual understanding will prevent ethical boundaries from being crossed and be more beneficial for society as a whole. So I plan to do that with a social media campaign, um, analyzing analyzing creators trying to volley for your attention. So my pre-production would be scrolling the web and finding a diverse mix of media that shows both good and bad examples of capturing attention. So that would be, Instagram videos, TikTok videos, TV shows, radios, advertisements, anything in pretty much in current pop culture that is relevant, um, that gives examples of how they are trying to manipulate your attention and using exactly which techniques. And that would be the research that I conducted for my research paper is exactly how attention works and exactly how it can be controlled, manipulated, and why. And I will use that research to analyze in a real world perspective people trying to use it. My production, well, I'll be using primarily Instagram Reels and TikToks. I'll be making short, under 60-second videos, breaking down what they did, which techniques they used. And then I will edit it, I'll post it out, and I'll interact with similar people in the community, making sure, the community and my target audience get the message I'm trying to convey and me playing the game of trying to get their attention. So my deliverables, I put them on the next page. Um, these are three similar accounts that I kind of want to model my account after. On the left, we have Eugene Brandon Strat. This guy is a branding specialist, and he analyzes branding strategies. He'll go over them. He kind of explains exactly what they're doing. He shows them to his audience, and he kind of lists different directions they could have gone or what they've done well and wrong and how it works exactly. In the middle, it's a sports page. They analyze UFC fights. He shows their audience exactly what's going on in the fights, exactly what's happening, and gives a very clear understanding. And then on the right is the New York Times that has been recently. If I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but if you scroll the New York Times TikTok, they do very good political analyses. And they, if you're not familiar with what's going on, if you're not familiar with the current event, if you're not familiar with the political climate, they do a good job of analyzing it, explaining it to you, and showing you what you're looking at. And ultimately, that's my goal for my campaign. I want to show exactly what's happening, so it's not happening from under my audience's nose. Thank you.